So you got a beautiful staircase like this, and you're struggling to get a baby gate on without putting holes in your railing, and you want it to be secure for your little baby, and you want it to look good, just like I did here and here. Well, then this video is for you. And here's what we're gonna go over. I'm gonna take the guesswork out of choosing a baby gate and recommend one for you that's gonna last for years. And then I'm gonna show you how to install it with no damage to your railings. Hey, I'm George, and I've done thousands of baby gates. And I'm a carpenter by trade, and a few years ago, I niched down and I started a business doing nothing but installing baby gates. And I've done so many different kinds of staircases, from bougie ones like this to acrylic ones, countless other types, even exterior gates. All right, let's jump right into this. First off, it's picking out a gate. And I know there's so much junk on the market, it's almost overwhelming. It is overwhelming, but I'm gonna cut right to the chase. I'm gonna tell you which ones are the best baby gates, and to give you a hint, if you're shopping on Temu, you're doing it wrong. First off, you're gonna be living with this baby gate for years. And if you have multiple children, it could easily be 10 years. So quality baby gates, it's a must. So I'm not gonna go through what doesn't work, but I will share the gates that do work. And there's a link right over here somewhere, and you can scan it right now. It'll bring you to my Amazon affiliate page, and it has all my favorite baby gates, along with some other products that I really find handy. But there's one thing that you're not gonna find on my Amazon page, and that's a pressure gate, because pressure gates do not belong anywhere near a staircase, period. So here's what they tell you, and here's the truth. First off, they tell you that they're easy to install. They're not easy to install, and they give you a false sense of security because they only go on with pressure. So you never really feel secure with a gate that just goes on with pressure. They like to say that they're convenient. They're not convenient at all. Look at this bar on the bottom. It's a tripping hazard. Who in their right mind puts a tripping hazard on their staircase that you're gonna be walking past every single day? It makes no sense. And then they like to tell you that it's damage-free installation. They cause the most damage. Look what they do to sheetrock every time. Every time. They always screw up your sheetrock. And then if you install on hardwood floors, they're gonna scratch your hardwood floors on top of it. Pressure gates cause more damage than any other gate. Just don't install them anywhere near a staircase. Please, I'm asking you. Okay, I'm glad I got that out of the way. Let's install the gate. And here's the retractable gate we're installing today. It's made by Retract-A-Gate. And I'm just gonna say it again, you don't have to write all this down because the gate, the parts, even the tools will all be in the show notes with affiliate links. So the first thing you would think, right, is put the gate right here across the top step. Obviously, right? But no, that's not what we want to do. We want to keep it back from the top step as far as possible. And we have the trim right here. And then it gives us all this extra real estate right here. And then when you're maneuvering the gate from the stair side, it gives you a place to put things down or just to keep your balance while you're opening and closing the gate. Now, if you're not lucky enough to have the casing along the side like I do, then you're going to have to mount to the sheetrock. And that's going to cause some other issues, right? You're going to have to deal with the base molding below, so it makes it uneven to mount. You never want to mount directly to sheetrock, and then you got to try to find the stud. So I'm going to help you with all those things in just a second. Even if you don't want to find the stud, I'll show you how to get around that too in just a second. Now this baby gate, like all retractable baby gates, attach in 4 locations. 2 along this mounting bar here, and then 2 along the gate side here and here. And it mounts with these 4 hook brackets, which are all exactly the same and very straightforward. So you could just screw them straight up and down right to your casing. This mounting bar makes it very forgiving on placement on this side. It's nice and straightforward. We're not even going to be using a tape measure. But one thing you are going to have to use is a little piece of felt. So before you clip the gate on, grab a little piece of felt. It's a dollar store item, and you have to put it underneath your gate because You know, surprisingly, this is where the real damage comes from. This gate's going to be sitting on your floor for years. So if you're sitting on a hardwood floor, putting a little piece of felt underneath here, that's going to save it from scratching up your floor. And scratching up your floor, that could save you thousands of dollars in repairs. Forget about the couple little screw holes you're putting in your wall. So don't skip that step, because this little dollar store item will really save you some aggravation in the long run. And if you like this video, just take a second and hit that like button so I know I did a good job. All right, I appreciate that. Thank you. Now let's attach to the railing side with no damage, and we're going to do that with pressure clamps. Now these go on straightforward and they come with 4.5-inch bolts, but you are definitely going to have to check the size beforehand. 4.5-inch bolts fit all standard sizes, but if your bolts are even a little bit too long, they're going to stick out the other side. It's an awful look. And if the bolts are too short, well, you're not going anywhere fast then. So just take a moment beforehand, as soon as your clamps arrive, and pull a tape measure across, just to verify the 4.5-inch bolts will work well for your post. So just initially hand tighten these clamps so they're snug and you could still move them, and then grab your gate and pull it across. This makes it obvious, and you could see right where you have to line these clamps up. So tighten them up so we can attach the brackets. And here's something else you're going to have to pick up ahead of time. A few small number 8 screws, no longer than 1 inch. The screws that this gate comes with are just over 2 inches long, and they're going to go right through our clamps. So we definitely have to have these on hand before you get started installing. And now once you get the top bracket installed, here's a little pro tip. Hook the gate to it, and then to get the bottom one installed, just hook the bracket to the gate and then pull it taut right across the bottom. And you're going to feel the perfect spot for it to go. And this is the easiest way to do it. Okay, great. Now, before I finish this up and give this gate a good test, if you don't have a piece of trim to mount to and you have to attach directly to your sheetrock, then I know what you're going to be struggling with. The base molding down below, and of course the problem of finding a stud. So let's get around those obstacles first. First, if you have a piece of base molding and you have to attach to the sheetrock, obviously the base molding sticks out further than the sheetrock, and it makes the gate awkward, sometimes impossible to attach to the wall side. And you never want to mount directly to sheetrock anyway. So here's a real quick fix. It's one of these decorative blocks. I either pick them up off of Amazon or Hobby Lobby, and these give you a nice even level surface so you could attach the brackets to both the base molding and then this piece of wood, never attaching directly to the sheetrock. But there is one thing you're going to have to do to these mounting blocks, and you're going to have to pre-drill them so they don't split when you screw them to the wall. So let me show you how to do this right now on my workbench, and then I'm going to show you what to do if you can't find the stud. So just grab your block of choice and put 2 pilot holes right through the block, nice and easy. That way you don't split it. So here's all the different style blocks I have, and they're all just about 3/4 of an inch thick. If you have a very thick base molding, or if you're dealing with a raised paneling, you could take 2 blocks and stack them together, make it nice and thick if you have to build out the wall additionally. Now, if you weren't lucky enough to find a stud, here's what you're going to have to do. Order some 3M mounting tape. This stuff is very strong. Just dust off the back of the block and then put down some strips of double-sided tape and then apply force. You got to do this to make sure they work well. You have to go back and forth with the backside of a tool so it has perfect adhesion. Just start with pressure in the center and work your way out, pushing down hard, and then peel off that red film and stick it to the wall. And push hard. And then once you have that on the wall, you just have to follow up with a little latex caulk. It's very simple to order a small tube just like this, and it goes around the outside. And once both the tape and the caulk is dry, This block is on there good, strong as could be. I also recommend painting these blocks ahead of time and don't overthink it. Little Rust-Oleum, paint and primer, nice and easy. Now let's test the gate. Always grabbing the gate from the center, and then you pull across because it's evenly balanced, and then you lock the top. And now give it a good push. Don't be afraid to push on it. If you installed this gate properly, and I'm sure you did, it could take it. And that's my video. Not awful, right? Okay, check out the next video here or here somewhere, and it talks about hazards I see every day, and these parents do them on purpose. You could fix them in your house right now. See ya!